Well, it was quite a week for the young man that I've got on the phone with me right now. I had to spend some time here in the studio on Wednesday. We'll be back up Oswego way tomorrow to see how everything is going. But for 19-year-old third-generation driver Alex Payne, it was quite the week, and maybe a week like he had never had in his past. He started it on Monday at Utica, Rome. This is last Monday, like 9 days ago. Second place in a short track Super Series race then. Traveled north of the border to the tiny quarter-mile Brockville, Ontario Speedway. That was a Super DIRTcar Series race. He won that. Went to Can-Am the next night, had a flat on lap 30, but raced his way back up to ninth. And then on Sunday, he finished second place against some pretty hot competition out there at Weedsport Speedway. So let's head out to Canandaigua. 19-year-old Alex Payne is joining us here. Alex, how we doing?
Good, yourself?
Doing very well. So what a week, huh? I mean, nothing else really comes close in your career to this point, does it?
No, we've had some good weeks and memorable weeks in the past, winning a couple of races on a weekend, but that's a level of, the competition that we raced with all week and performed well with is certainly special.
Why do you think that's happened? I mean, you've looked a lot better this year, Canandaigua, all that kind of stuff. Is it just more laps, learning more, or did it click all of a sudden? What do you think?
I think it's a combination of all. I think one thing in certain is me just getting more laps and getting comfortable. And, I may have been driving these cars for 4 or 5 years now, but you have to get that confidence feel, and especially at all these places that you go, and over time, like Weedsport was a place I really, really struggled at. But this year, I think we've been in the top 5 every time we've been there. And it's just, I think over time you start to figure out the things you need, and especially having the right equipment to do it, too, is a big part.
Mm-hmm. The thing I think I'm most impressed with is, you see guys who do well on the American Racer tires. You see guys then go to Hoosier or vice versa. So I think the thing that I'm looking at that I'm most impressed with is they did it with 2 totally different setups. So that's got to make you feel good too, right?
Yeah, it's really cool to have the ability, to where we were able to get going well on both tires, because there certainly is a difference,
Yeah, big difference too. And the engine packages, the side panels, all that stuff. So let's go to Brockville. I watched the highlight package on this because I saw you won. And I was like, oh, my God, I got to make sure and do it. And by the way, hats off to the Super DIRTcar Series race for the edited packages they do. They're very, very good. The moment of the race I was talking about was when Matt Shepard was running you down. And if you saw the highlight clip, you'll notice he was gaining on him and then, went over the lip at Brockville. Did you notice him coming up through the field? And then did you notice that all of a sudden he wasn't on the board?
Well, we had got going there for a while, and we had a pretty long stretch before that red flag, and the numbers went out on the board, so I could only see Perego as second for the longest time, and I had no idea it was third through fifth. So when the red came out, they said the lineup over the radio, and they said 74 9S, and I said, oh man, this is going to be tough, because he's firing right behind me at that point. So from the lap 49 red on, I knew he was there, but at the beginning of the race, I had no idea.
Mm-hmm. Did you all of a sudden, like when he did slip over the edge, did you notice at some point that he wasn't in second anymore?
For a while there, once I realized he was in second, I never really looked, and I think when we got the lap, like 5 to go, then I looked back up and I seen the 4 was back in second. So I thought, man, maybe those guys are racing and I might be okay here,
Mm-hmm. Obviously, that had to make you feel good because either like you said, they were racing or Matt fell off, but one way or another. So I would imagine at that point, you just put the blinders on and run my line, hit my marks. Is that pretty much how it went?
Yeah, once we got the lap traffic, I knew that if I kept my pace up on the outside, they were going to have a hard time getting by the lap cars on the bottom, because essentially they were all, which the lap cars did an awesome job. Some places you'll go and it's tough to get around the lap cars, and especially with how tight that place is.
Yeah.
Hats off to all those guys. They certainly made it a lot better for us. And I was just patient and knew that if I hit the marks, and I seen the flagger give me a little bit of a gap, so I knew we'd be okay.
By the way, did you happen to see the replay and see that crash that Ryan Arbuthnot had? Man, that was pretty serious for a short track.
Yeah, that was wild. I'm glad he was okay. You don't ever want to see that happen to anybody.
Yeah, Ryan, I don't know if you're listening, but I've known Ryan for a lot of years because he ran Can-Am for a while there too, so we're hoping you're all right. So walk me through the last few laps. You're seeing the board on the backstretch. You're watching the laps count down. What are you thinking? And at one point, did you actually say, maybe I can win this today?
Well, we got going for a while once I got the lead really early on, and I knew I had a pretty good pace, but it's 75 lap Super DIRTcar Series race. A lot happened. So when we got to that red flag on lap 50, I said, "This is," I thought there was a good chance that I might not lead another lap, and we got going, and I just felt like I had a really strong car, and we got down to the wire, and like I said, it just felt like it was rolling good. I seen Matt wasn't second anymore, and I think that helps the confidence. The last 2 laps, I think I felt better than you would expect to feel leading a race like that.
Mm-hmm. I saw the Victory Lane interview, too. That was really one of the more emotional Victory Lanes I've seen in quite some time, and the thank yous that you did. Again, watch that, guys. That is a feeling. You're going to remember that day for the rest of your life, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely. I don't know if I can think of anything better than that. It's just, it takes so much to get to that point, and it just seems like it's such a far reach.
Yeah.
And for us to actually do it it's just incredible.
Mm-hmm. Going to hit these other 3 races real quick here. Second place at Utica on the Monday. Did you have a chance to win there?
Yeah, very good chance. Held off Friesen and Shepard on a bunch of restarts, and we had a series of 4 cautions in a row. And, I think Matt just probably learned my starts, and he was just a little bit better. And he got me into 1 and 2 down the backstretch, and I kind of filed in behind him and paced with him the whole time, just not quite enough to beat him. So we were happy with that run for sure.
Okay. Can-Am had a flat on lap 30, came up to 9th. I know you wanted a better finish, but isn't it kind of fun sometimes starting at the back and passing cars like that?
Yeah, it's fun, but at the same time it's tough because that place is not like any other racetrack I'm used to. It's just a very, very weird shape and surface, really, too. I mean, like you drive into 3 like it's Fonda, and then it feels like you have to turn the car and stop out of 4. And I was happy with 9th. Really, I was super happy with that finish. Even, obviously coming from the back made it even better. But just a solid top 10 with the series any day is a really good run for us.
Weedsport, I happened to call him right when he was in the middle of getting ready to go out. I kind of forgot that they were running over there. Did you have a chance on Sunday?
I don't know. I mean, we were okay. I got to second with probably, 25, 30 laps to go. And I paced with Friesen for a while, and then once we got to lap traffic, I kind of struggled a little bit, and I think he ended up with 2 or 3 seconds on me. So not the best car in that one either, but certainly a good car.
Okay. This weekend, big race, different format. Back to Canandaigua in case you missed it for the Gerald Haers Memorial. 20-lap heat races, all kinds of contingency prizes and everything. I'm sure this would be one we're really looking forward to. I mean, your dad and your grandfather all knew the Haers family real well when they were coming up. I'm sure this is one we want to do well in.
Yeah, we'd like to go run, and it's a great payout, too, and all sorts of good stuff going on, so we're looking forward to it.
Well, I appreciate your time, and man, this is really something. What I guess the last question. I only got probably about a minute left. What was the reaction from folks when you got back home?
Crazy. I don't know. It was just so much going on. It was just awesome.
Well, I'm glad you had fun. New winner on the Super DIRTcar Series. Now you know a little bit more about him. And like we said, we will be at Canandaigua on Saturday for the Gerald Haers Memorial. We'll be up at Evans Mills for the ISMA MSS race on Friday. We may have a shop visit tomorrow on Thursday in addition to our trek up to Oswego. Alex, good luck, and hope things go well in the shop, and I'll see you on Saturday.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Make sure to subscribe, guys. Turn on the notifications because there'll be a crazy month and a half here, so be ready as we're going to be very busy here on the channel.